Hey everyone, welcome to Kosh. So let's get right to it. Have you ever just stopped and asked yourself, what's this all for? What's the real point of my life? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful ancient framework that gives us a kind of roadmap for exactly that, the four fundamental goals of human life. And to help us navigate this, we're going to turn to the incredible wisdom of the revered sage Kanchi Mahaperiyava. Our exploration today is really inspired by his timeless teachings, which are compiled in this amazing 7-volume work called Devathin Karal, and that literally translates to the voice of God. So we're in good hands to shed some light on this ancient path to a truly meaningful life. It's probably the biggest question, right? It's been on people's minds forever. Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? I mean, we've all been there. So, okay, let's really get into it and see what this ancient wisdom has to say. So, what's the answer? Well, this ancient wisdom gives us a surprisingly elegant structure. It's called the four Purusharthas. Think of them as the four major pursuits or goals for a human life: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. These are basically the four pillars that hold up a complete, balanced, and purposeful life. All right, let's break each one down. Okay, first up, we've got Kama. Now, Kama is all about desire. It's that natural, totally human drive for pleasure, for enjoyment, for, well, fulfilling our senses. It's the simple joy you get from a delicious meal, or the excitement of achieving something you've worked for, or just the warmth of being with people you care about. It's a huge, essential part of being human. But okay, how do you actually get those things you desire? How do you fulfill that Kama? Well, that's where the second goal, Artha, comes into play. Artha is all about wealth, security, and having the resources you need to live. You can think of it as the how. It's the money, the house, the job, basically all the tools we need to support ourselves and actually experience the pleasures of life. All right, but here's where it gets really interesting. There's a catch. If you just chase after Kama, just pleasure for pleasure's sake, you'll find it doesn't last. It's super temporary. Kanchi Mahaperiyava has this brilliant metaphor for it. He says it's like pouring water on hot sand. You hear that sizzle and poof, it's gone in a second. And you're just left wanting more, right? That feeling of, is that all there is? So this sets up a huge contrast, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got this temporary pleasure from Kama. It always depends on something external, like a new car or a promotion, and it just keeps you on this hamster wheel of wanting more and more. But then, on the other hand, there's this idea of a lasting, deep bliss that comes from within, a kind of peace that actually ends all that chasing. The big question is, how do you get from one to the other? Well, the answer to that question, the bridge that connects it all, is Dharma. Honestly, Dharma is the absolute foundation of this entire way of thinking. It's the key that makes everything else work. So what is Dharma? Think of it like your inner moral compass. It's what guides every single thing you do, and it's so much more than just a list of rules, a bunch of do's and don'ts. No, it's about living righteously, it's about doing the right thing, acting with integrity, and fulfilling your responsibilities. It is quite literally the bedrock you have to build your entire life on. Okay, so now we have these three big ideas: Kama, which is desire; Artha, which is wealth; and Dharma, our moral compass. So how do they all fit together? The key is that they're not supposed to be in separate boxes in your life. They're meant to work together to form one single cohesive path. And this is the ideal progression. See how it works? You start with Dharma, that's your foundation. Then you pursue wealth, Artha, and you fulfill your desires, Kama, but you do it within the framework of Dharma. It's about making sure your pursuit of money and pleasure is always guided by what's right. And it's this incredibly balanced approach that sets you on the path to the ultimate goal. And here's the absolute crucial point. Without Dharma, wealth and desire can be, well, pretty dangerous. They can easily lead to greed, obsession, and a whole lot of unhappiness. But when you bring Dharma into the picture, it's like it removes their poisonous fangs. What a powerful image, right? I mean, think about it. Wealth you've earned ethically feels completely different from wealth gained in a shady way, right? Dharma is what transforms these pursuits from dangerous masters into helpful servants. So when you live your life like this, a life grounded in righteous action, where your pursuit of wealth and pleasure is guided by your inner compass, it naturally leads you to the fourth and final goal, the ultimate purpose of it all, moksha. And what exactly is moksha? Well, it's ultimate freedom, total liberation. It means you're finally off that hamster wheel of chasing desires. It's the end of all that striving. It's when you realize your true, essential nature, which is nothing less than a state of permanent, limitless, and unconditional bliss. The teachings in Davidthan Corral give us another really powerful way to think about this. Picture our body as a temporary jail. It's a place we're in because of our past actions, our karma. And the problem is, we get so used to it, we start to think we are the jail. Moksha, then, is the great escape. It's being set free, leaving that prison behind, and finally returning to our true home, a state of eternal, limitless joy. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we've covered. This framework of the 4 pursuits gives us a complete map for life. Dharma, righteousness, is our true north, our compass. Artha, wealth, and kama, desire, are the things we need for the journey, but they always have to be guided by that compass. And the ultimate destination, that's moksha, a state of lasting, unshakable, eternal peace. So all of this leaves us with a really important question to think about in our own lives. When you look at your day-to-day, your job, your relationships, your ambitions, how can you start to consciously align all of that with Dharma? How can we make sure that what we're doing every day isn't just leading to some temporary win, but is actually moving us step by step toward that ultimate goal of liberation? Thank you so much for watching. Here at Kosh, we're a multilingual channel, and we share spiritual wisdom in English, Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, and Bengali, and we've got more major languages coming very soon. Our whole goal is to bring you the timeless treasures of Sanatan Dharma in a way that's simple, clear, and really meaningful. On our channel, you're going to find daily videos on everything from the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita to the Mahabharata, Lalita Sahasranamam, and of course, Davidthan Corral. We also explore the saints of Maharashtra, the saints of Bengal, and the incredible story of Adi Shankara's divine incarnation, and it's all available in multiple languages. So, if you find what we do valuable, please subscribe to Kosh. That way you'll get notified about our daily videos, and of course, don't forget to like, share, and help spread this divine knowledge with your family, your friends, and your community. Let's all work together to keep the light of Sanatan Dharma shining bright. Thanks again for joining us. We really hope this gives you some inspiring food for thought on your own journey.